Welcome back to Big Al Speaks. It's your host, Big Al. Let's get into it. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like almost a year. I had checked a minute ago, like when did I even last do an episode? It's been around a year. It's been almost a year. I think it was August. It's July. Happy New Year. Happy Mother's Day. Happy 4th of July. Uh, Hope y'all been good. I've been doing great. I've been busy slash lazy. So I don't know, but just been doing a lot of things, growing, learning, life, and you know how it is. But I really plan to like be consistent with doing this year because I had said last year when I stopped, I took a break because I went to go do other things. Like I had weddings and different other engagements that I was doing, which I'm thankful for, of course. And I said, okay, top of the year, I'm gonna be back strong. And I did like this little promo video that I would call like my first attempt of a short film, and I really like it. I really like it. It's still pinned to my page because I'm really proud of what I did. I think that's like the best work I've done. I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this short film. I'm gonna bust out some episodes, and I'm just gonna be consistent. And here we are, and it's July, and it be like that sometimes. I feel like sometimes, consistency is always the key, but creatively, it's like sometimes you just don't want to go when you're not really inspired, because then I don't feel like I'm doing it at my full potential, at my full best. So it's like, so what's the point of even doing it then, But I'm doing it now. I'm here now. I don't know how consistent it's gonna be. I'm gonna try to do at the pace I think is cool, and I'm trying to do it in a different style as well. So it might take a little longer, but I think the quality will outweigh how long the episodes will come. So just bear with me as I'm going through the process. I tell everybody all the time, even when I'm doing like my entrepreneur work, that like I just be trying stuff out. Like sometimes I just, oh, maybe I want to do it like this time, and I'll just try out different things. Or I might like this. Oh, I didn't like how I did this last time. Let me not do it like that no more. So it's gonna be the same as for this. Plus, I do this by myself. I'm a one-man machine. There's nobody here but me who sets all this up, records, edits, uploads, markets. I'm the only one who does this. So give me a little grace to all the people who be asking where the videos, where the episodes. They coming. I always have ideas. So today, it's something I've been thinking about for like a cool minute now, right? Physical media versus digital media. So what do I mean by that? Remember magazines and like actual DVDs and like game disc? That's why I consider it physical media versus digital media. So what replaced magazines? I say like Instagram, websites, and then of course streaming platforms replaced DVDs and CDs, and then you go to the game store, Microsoft store, PlayStation store, you just buy games digitally, right? So I would say for the better part, almost 10 years, I've been kind of more on the digital side, especially when it comes to video games. And of course, streaming like Netflix and stuff like that, right? But I always have this thought, and it's starting to happen very slowly before our eyes, but I don't think it's as big as I don't know the word problem. It's just not as big as we should be making it at the moment, because it's like slowly happening, right? And they've been kind of doing it for years. So whenever you sign up for like one of these streaming platforms or buying something from the game store or something like that, you're kind of agreeing, which you already agreed when you made your account and everything like that. You're silently agreeing that like okay, this is just something that's being licensed on this platform for X amount of time. Like anything that comes to Netflix, let's say Shrek, right? Because that's something I recently watched. Shrek is only on there for X amount of time, whatever DreamWorks wants to have that on that platform for it, right? And then once that time is up, it's gone. You don't really own this product. You never own the product. You just own the subscription to when they have these products available, right? Versus, let's say I have Shrek on DVD. I own this. There's no way you can take this away from me. There's no licensing that could take it away to revoke it, or oh, it's off of Netflix and now it's on Peacock now. Oh, I got to go to Peacock to go watch my Shrek again. Or what they've been doing for past couple years now, they got Shrek 1 on Netflix, but they got 2 and 3 on Peacock. So if I wanted to watch all 3, I had to have 2 subscriptions. And they low-key been robbing us with that. And, you know, you hear a little outrage here and there, but I feel like this isn't as big of an issue. Like, people aren't really making this a big issue. It's really kind of an issue. And most recently, like like HBO Max, right? What they call themselves Max now. They have gone to the point now they're getting rid of like my cartoons that I watched as a kid off the platform. Like I heard Ben 10 was like the most recent thing that's kind of been stripped off the platform now, and it's like you can't get it anymore. Like this technically doesn't exist online anymore. And it's like the only way you can really watch the original TV show is if you have the physical media. And it's like, dang, that's kind of bold. Like, just think about they could get rid of anything at any time. Or it's even like certain things aren't really on the platform. Like The Godfather, right? It really comes on TV every now and then, like on cable every now and then, but you can't find it on any streaming platforms last time I checked. Or it'd be like the most like Boondocks streaming platform. Hold on. Okay, now they've had it. They now at the time of recording, it's now on Paramount Plus. But even see what I mean? Like we have like 20 different streaming platforms for different films and movies. Like remember the good old days when it was just Netflix that you could get everything on, and everything went through there, and then Disney came along. Well, I should say Hulu. Then Hulu came along. They were kind of slow in their draw. Then Disney came in, and all these other things. Now it's just kind of crazy now. But to the point I'm making, right? They could just take that off and just say, "No, we're not gonna. You can't watch this anymore." And you can't do nothing about it because you agreed you don't own this film. You don't own the rights to any of these things. Let's say let's go to music, right? Remember early in the rap beef, like 2 months ago, J. Cole puts out a song on his, I guess you call it mixtape, Might Delete Later, has a song called 7 Minute Drill. This song to Kendrick Lamar, had it up there for about 2 days. He has his festival in North Carolina. Goes on stage. He's like, look, you know, I ain't really mean it like that, blah, blah, blah. This ain't been sitting right with me. Rap fans is like, kind of weak, but I understand. As a fan, I'm like, kind of weak, but I understand. I get it. Grown man, you don't really want to be in that. Takes the song down. You cannot go and stream that song anymore. It's almost like it don't exist. It's like a figment of your imagination. Now, there are some folks who have gone on YouTube and put it up there, but, you know, it's not through J. Cole. And it's probably from people who have went to iTunes and bought the whole album and they just have the song. They have the file of this song. Or, I don't know, they do some back, you know, internet stuff where they to come trace the song back. But you can't stream that anymore. It's gone. It's like literally just gone. And something else I noticed too, like with certain songs, you could go back like certain albums, it would be like songs just missing. Like you'll see the full list and it'd be like blank, couple songs blank. Like they're just gone. You can't get them anymore. I don't know if it's because of contracts or people just saying, I don't want that anymore. But I think that's the latest case of no. That's one of them. Another one is Childish Gambino, right? About a month or two ago, he took off an album off the streaming platforms. He put it up a couple years ago. It was kind of like an unfinished version of it, like an unmixed, unmastered version of this album. He titled it 3/15/20. I guess that's when he made it, when he tried to drop it, but he didn't drop it on that day. But regardless, he takes it off the platform. Then a couple days later, he puts up like a finished, polished version of the album. It's called Atavista. Now, for a minute, when you listen back to it, it's like, okay, it does sound a little more polished and finished or whatever. But some people were complaining like, well, I actually kind of liked how that was unmixed and how that sounded. But it's like you can't get that back anymore. That's gone. Like you can't get that back anymore. I think that's so wild to think about. Like, yeah, when we agreed and pay our monthly subscription to these platforms, we're saying, okay, we don't own this music. We're just streaming it for however long, you know, the label or the artist decides they want to keep this up there. Excuse me. And we're just at their mercy because we're in a day and age now where you can't, or not can't, but we don't really buy things physical anymore. Now, my generation is starting to become a thing. It's kind of like a niche now where we buy vinyls and or what they call record players, and we do it like that. That's kind of like a niche little hobby that we do. That's still kind of keeping physical media alive, but I feel like it's not as popular or as, like, I don't think we really see the importance of it. I think we just think it's like a cool thing because it's like, oh, we got a disc that you can play and the music plays out of it. But it's like, no, you don't understand. You actually own this music now. And, you know, we've been doing streaming for, well, almost 10 years now. And it's to the point we kind of forgotten how important it is to own things. And not even just in the sake of like, I have this, but like more even to the artists, right? Because they say streaming, they only get like pennies off of one stream. There's like a fraction of a penny, which I don't even know how that's mathematically, like how do you get that? And they have to get a certain amount of streams to equal like $100 or something like that. So, you know, when you buy something physical, it goes straight to them versus these couple cents towards them. You know what I mean? That's just like a little sidebar for it. But I just think it's so crazy. I haven't seen it yet with video games. I've seen yet. It might already happen, but like, you know, you can't get a certain game because the license is revoked or the whatever game said. Let's say like Naughty Dog is like, you know what? All the like the Last of Us games, yeah, take them off. And that's just it. You can't play those games anymore if you bought them digitally from the store. Like you're unable to play it because you don't have the license to play this game. And it's like, what do you mean? I bought this game, but you don't technically own it. You just own it from whatever time it's there. I don't know if there's like a clause in the agreements where you're like, oh, because you bought it digitally at this time, you still could play it as long as you don't like delete it from your hard drive or anything like that, or like God forbid like your game system go out. and then you like go get another one and sign back in and it's gone or anything like that. I just think it's kind of funny. That's all. But like, when will it come to a point where like we're so at the mercy of all these streaming platforms and that like there's nothing you could do? Like they already in Best Buy, they're already taking out like DVDs and CDs because sales aren't really going towards them, and it's like that's a big thing. I don't really think people's talking about that. It's such a big thing that these things are going to be gone, that you can't own your media anymore. Like, God forbid, what if something happens to the internet and you can't do anything. You can't listen to your music. You can't watch your movies or TV shows. You can't play certain games. Like, what happens then? But then I think over on the other hand, because the reason I had stopped, like buying physical games, to me it was just more convenient. I don't have to go all the way to. See, I bought my games from Walmart. I didn't really go to GameStop like that, only if they had sales. I primarily bought my games from like Target or Walmart. I didn't have to go all the way to Walmart just to go get this video game that just came out Tuesday or something. I could just go to the game store, buy the game, let it download, and then boom, I got the game. It's a convenience thing, but it's like, dang, you don't really have it anymore. Or even just like that feeling when you were a kid and you got the game and you got to look at the packaging, got to read all the synopsis and information about the developers. You get a little packet on the inside that you could read. Had different artwork from different artists who worked on the game and certain things like that. There's that, but then I know all my gamers can say, or they could relate to me when I say, once you scratch that disc, it's over. And you be trying to. I remember back in the day, I would be on YouTube like, how you fix a scratch disc. They talking about you put toothpaste on it. They talking about you put whatever, try to clean it. And you try to put that mug back in there, and that mug said disc unreadable. That was the worst thing you could. That's the worst thing you could see on your screen. So it's a lot of pros and cons that comes with it. I just feel like there could be a world that we could still do both. But I really want people to kind of pay attention to like, yo, look what they trying to like. They kind of trying to move all this to the side. Like, we're not getting our physical media anymore. But then it's like, it's just more convenient that I could just open up Apple Music and I could just play a Childish Gambino album instead of having to go to the record player, pick out the record. Or like if I want to hear a specific song, I got to go to the record. I got to look and see what notch. You know what I'm saying? It's just more convenient that way. But does convenience outweigh your ownership? I don't know. I'm on both sides of it. Because I grew up with both. Of course, not the record player, but I grew up with, the CDs and DVDs. And then I grew up with the streaming. So it's kind of weird. Like, I remember back when Netflix first was starting, they give you actual Netflix disc for your DVD player. Well, for my case, I had a Wii, and I had Netflix for the Wii. And you came from Blockbuster. Remember Blockbuster? And you would go and you would put it in your Wii, and you would load it up, and it would have a select titles, because they didn't have a lot of titles back in the day before it really started getting up and running. You would have it for like 2 weeks, and you had to send it back. I never sent mine back because they were going out of business. Why am I sending it back? Then I remember they had that Netflix app, and I said, okay, let's go get that. And we've been there ever since. And even things like Blockbuster, right? Like, the kids don't know the excitement of going and like finding your favorite movie, like going out. I remember I rented Underdog from Blockbuster. Just like a little memory thing. But it's just, I don't know. It's just so weird to think about that we're gonna go into a time where everything is completely digital. And like I said, it's kind of scary because, like, God forbid something happens to the internet, or some hacker comes in and wipes off like a certain studio or game developer's whole system, and now all this stuff is gone. What happens then? Who has the original files? Who still, if I bought the game, do I still really have this game? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts on it. Um, Again, I haven't seen it happen with books, like audio books or like Kindles or anything. I haven't seen anything like, oh, you can't buy this book anymore because of so and so. I haven't seen nothing like that. But even with that too, like, I'm the type of person, I do like physical books. I do, but it's like that one Seinfeld joke where it's like, you got all these books. Where are you gonna put all these books at? And it's like, once you read this book, like, you still keep the book on the shelf, just waiting till you read it again. I guess that's what libraries are for. But even libraries are starting to kind of almost phase out. I don't know how long libraries got. I say like another 15 years. Like, libraries kind of phasing out, because that's a good system too. You don't want to have to keep everything, but then it's kind of cool to keep everything. I don't know. I'm conflicted on the subject. What do y'all think? Y'all think physical media is better than digital? You miss how it was back in the day? I'm not that old. I'm only going to be 24 next month. So I only had like a little bit of experience with physical media while transitioning into this digital age now. So what do y'all think? Physical or digital? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna try to make these a little shorter. I used to make them like stupid long, like 45 to an hour, and I just feel like I don't really need to do that, because I just don't need to do that. But let me know. What do y'all think? What do y'all want to see from me next? Any suggestions help. I might do them, I might not. I just like reading suggestions. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.